Hello again, it's April here and welcome back to another video. Today's video is a bit of a speed paint, I guess. Half of it is traditional, half of it is digital. I like to call it Tradigital. So today's video is pretty special. It's for reaching 3,000 subscribers on YouTube. That's right, 3,000 people liked my videos enough to subscribe, which I think is an awesome achievement, and I'm really happy to have each and every one of you, even if you're just watching, if you just popped on to see what I was doing. Thanks for being here. And if you have been here since the very start, I think 2017, oh my gosh, thank you so much. And if you just popped in the last couple of months or the last couple of days, it's also lovely to have you here. So I hope that you guys enjoy this video. It's a bit of a different one for a Draw This in Your Style. I've really been enjoying doing landscapes lately, so I wanted to include something that had a landscape in, but landscapes and Draw This in Your Styles don't really seem to mix very well. I haven't really seen many of them. I've seen a couple of houses, but most of them are very character based, and I thought I could pop a little character in here somewhere, but do it in a bit of a special way. So I'm sure that you guys have all seen when people take really cool photos of landscapes of themselves and then they doodle like little monsters or little characters over the top of them. I really wanted to do something like that, but kind of make it all art. So the idea I had was to make the background traditional, and then I would later take this into Procreate and doodle over the top of it. So I'm painting something from the Lake District, and I was actually watching a documentary about the Lake District at the same time. It was a documentary about Arthur Wainwright, who moved to the Lake District, I think it was in the 50s, and he fell in love with it, and he spent 13 years writing 7 guidebooks on all the different fells in the Lake District. And since we went there a couple of weeks ago, and also because we're trying to move there now, I have become a little bit obsessed. And I've been doing lots of research on the different walks and the different mountains and even wild camping, and I'm just so excited. I'm just so excited about the future and all the possibilities that it could bring. So I definitely wanted to include a little bit of the Lake District in here just because it's on my mind. So this image is taken from Lake Buttermere, which we visited a couple of weeks ago and had a lovely walk around. And I'm using the technique that I've been using probably for the last 3 months now, where I use gouache, traditional gouache, not acrylic gouache, to do the underpainting, and I almost use it like watercolor, but obviously a little bit more with like opaque with the white and stuff. I think technically that's what gouache is, opaque watercolor. Anyway, I digress. I use that, and then I go in with the Neocolor crayons, and I kind of draw on top of it just a bit of pizzazz. And sometimes I also go in with colored pencil, but I wanted to keep this one quite like painterly, so when I popped it into Procreate, it would make the character pop. And before I did that, I sketched out a few little ideas of the character I wanted to include. Obviously, it's a lake. There has to be something in the lake, right? I started off with this blobby monster, which morphed into a cat. And I ended up going with this super cute cat here with the stripes. Now, the funny thing is, before I thought about this, I didn't have a cat in mind at all. I actually wanted to avoid cats because I wanted to avoid one cat in particular, and that was Digby, who's one of my characters. Well, I think he's like the main character I draw, but I have been drawing him a lot for different Patreon stuff lately, so I didn't want to do anything Digby inspired. Turns out I drew a cat, so I don't know what that says about me. Am I obsessed with cats? Maybe, who knows? He's basically like this giant cat bathing in the lake, or is the lake tiny? I'm not sure. And he's just with his little rubber ducky, and he's got his little armband, and I didn't know if it was like overdone or like super cliche. Like when I drew it, I thought, I'm sure I've seen this, or this has been done, or this is super boring, no one will like this. I actually asked Liz VR, if it was cliche, and she said that, let me see if I can get a quote from her. I asked her, would a giant cat bathing in a lake be a bit cliche? And Liz said, why would it be cliche? Did I miss a trend of giant cats in lakes? And I thought about it, and I don't think she had missed that trend, because I don't remember that as a trend. So I figured I'd just go with it anyway, because even if it has been done and people are like, ugh, another giant cat in a lake, like, I still think it's cute. So we should probably talk a little bit more about the image, because I've neglected it a little bit. After I did the outline, I decided to fill in kind of the main shape of the cat, so it popped it out more from the background, I guess. And then I went in and played a lot with the colors. I wanted them to be white to begin with because that's what you normally see when people doodle over the top of photos, but the white wasn't really popping out to me. It was kind of blending in with the lake. So I tried a whole bunch of stuff. It even went like multicolored. At this point you can see I'm trying to do the armband and the duck a different color, but it just really didn't work. So in the end, I think, well, we'll see what I did in the end. It's hot pink, guys. Spoiler alert. But before that, I decided to kind of smush the background a little bit. I don't know if you can tell, but I accidentally got some red paint mixed up with my white paint, so the water was quite bloody. It didn't look good. So I cleaned that up a little bit, and then I took the mountain and I kind of reflected it in the water a little bit. And then I go back to the line art, trying every single colour imaginable. Here I am duplicating the whole landscape layer, flattening it, and then I'm using the Gaussian blur to blur it all because I was getting a bit distracted by the background through the cat. So I put a mask on it, and then I went in and I basically drew in where I wanted the blur to be. So basically where the cat is. And it's quite subtle. I do take this blur down a little bit, I think, at the end. But yeah, it just kind of like helps a little bit to pop the cat out. And here we are settling on the hot pink. And finally, I just add some borders, and then I also spent a little bit of time getting it ready for Instagram posts, but that stuff's boring. So that is the final Draw This in Your Style. And if you pop over to Instagram, I will have all the details on Draw This in Your Style. I am going to be having a giveaway, which is super fun. So I hope that you will enter, or just look at other people's entries and give them the thumbs up and all the hearts and everything. I hope that you guys enjoyed that video. Thanks again so much for being here, and I will catch you on the next video. Thanks for watching. Bye.